So we're back at Bulb Sailing Club again, which is the 2010 higher level club account question, which is on paper 1. And we're doing the receipts and payments account. The receipts and payments account is to find out how much cash the business has at the end of the financial year. The way you do that is you find out how much they had at the beginning, which is normally given to you in the question. Then add in all their incomes, take away all their expenditures, and you'll find out what they have left over at the end of the financial year. So let's get started. Now again, the title is very important. The Receipts and Payments account of Bulb Sailing Club for the year ended 31st of the 12th, 2009. So that's their financial year. Now I said that we have to find out how much they had at the start of the year. And that is given to you in the question. At the top of the question, you will see that there is a statement of opening assets, things the club owns, and opening liabilities, monies owed by the club. And you'll see that there was cash there. Now that cash is owned by the club, it's an asset. So that's what they had at the beginning of the year. And we're going to put that in on the debit side here. Positive opening balances, so a positive cash balance is going to be put in on the debit side. This is a T account. Imagine this being the T across the top and down the middle here. And the debit side is all money coming in. So the positive cash balance goes over here. And then we put in all the other receipts, all the other incomes for the club go in on the debit side. Money coming in for the club. So we have, and also I forgot to mention, we ignore adjustments in the receipts and payments account. All we're interested in is finding out how much they had at the beginning, what they took in, what they spent, and what they have left over at the end. We're not interested in what belonged to this financial year or the next financial year through the adjustments. We're only interested in how much cash they have at the end. So the subscriptions are 8,700. The regatta entry fees are 19,360. The annual sponsorship is 850 euros. And the club lotto brings in 2,750 annually. So all the receipts go on the debit, and all the payments on the credit. Because we're not given any dates for the receipts and payments, we don't have to include any. But normally, you would include the day, month, and year when given. So light and heat. Again, no adjustment. Just put it straight in. Purchase of equipment. $15,600. General expenses. 3,460. Regatta expenses. 8,220. And insurance of 1,870. So all my receipts and all my payments have been entered. The next thing I have to do is find out which side is larger. Is it the debit total or the credit side total? So I'm just going to add them up and write them down here. So the debit side total is 14,000 plus 8,700 plus 19,360 plus 850 plus 2,750, which is 45,660. And the credit side total is 1,680 plus 15,600 plus 3,460 plus 8,220 plus 1,870, giving a total of 30,830. Now it's clear that the debit side is larger. which means that so what I want you to do then is you skip a line under the last figure and draw your double line all the way across the accounts. And the debit side total is going to go in between that line on both sides as we balance the accounts. Now this here adds up to 45,660. This here does not, which means there is a figure missing from this box here, and it is the balancing figure. The difference between 45,660 and 30,830, which is 14,830, which is the end of year balance, how much cash they have left over at the end of the year. So at the 31st of the 12th, 2009, the balance CD carried down is 14,830. Above the line on the credit to below the line on the debit means a balance brought down BD of 14,830. Because it's below the line on the debit side, we know it's a positive balance, a positive opening cash balance for the next financial year. If it went from here, above the line on the debit, to below the line on the credit, it would be a negative balance at the end of the year. But in this case, it's a positive cash balance at the end of the year of 14,830. If you're asked later in the accounts to do a balance sheet, this figure will be used in current assets as the cash figure in current assets.